Hey guys, I wanted to talk about two psychology concepts that are very interesting, and this has to do with dating, has to do with attraction, so it especially interests me because I love this topic of what drives people, what makes people like each other, etc. The first thing is a concept you learn very early. If you ever take an intro to psychology class, you're going to learn this. It's called the halo effect. What the halo effect is, when someone looks good, or when there's something very positive about one aspect of a person. It doesn't have to be looks, but normally it is looks. So there's something really positive about one person, usually looks. You tend to take that positive feeling, that positive association you have based on that one aspect, and you attribute it to everything. That's one of the reasons why we treat pretty people nicer, because we think, oh, they're pretty. That must mean because of the halo effect. You know what a halo is, right? It's the little angel thing. So because of the halo effect, must be a nice person too, must be caring, must have a good personality, etc. And of course, that usually bites people in the butt. Just because a person has one positive quality, whether it's looks or something else, doesn't mean everything else about him or her is perfect and worthy. The caveat to this is that there is a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy in this. And what I mean is, starting from a young age, let's say a really pretty boy or a really pretty girl gets always treated nice by everyone, assuming he or she doesn't develop the entitled mentality, he or she might actually become really nice in life. Because of the halo effect, sometimes it self-perpetuates itself, and it makes those biases come true. Some people, if they're treated nice all their life, they'll be nice to everyone. Not always, but sometimes. That's why the halo effect has a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But of course, there are a lot of people that are treated nice all their life, given lots of money or given lots of attention. They turn out to be assholes. Second psychology concept I want to talk about is the cheerleader effect. And I want to give a big shout out to my friend Felix for telling me about this one. The cheerleader effect is that if you put a group of people, whether a group of guys, a group of girls, or a group of girls and guys together, they'll seem much more attractive as a group than they are individually. And the reason it's called the cheerleader effect is because a group of cheerleaders on the field, they look awesome, but maybe you take them individually, you're not going to be as impressed. Not to say they're not pretty, it's just maybe they're not as pretty as when they were together. And why is this the case? Why is this that we seem to see a group of people and think they're more attractive than if we put them individually together? And it seems to just have to do with perception and how our mind processes stimulus. Because when you have a group of people, you tend to even out the flaws, even out the exaggerations in the different appearances. So as a whole, it lifts the attractiveness up. Individually, because it's an individual, you start noticing a lot more details in the face, personality, etc. And you're going to be more scrutinizing. That's just how the mind works. We can't process a million stimuli at the same time and get everything. That's just how our mind is. So that's basically the cheerleader effect. So if you are not a good-looking guy, or if you don't think you're good-looking, I mean, everyone, girl or guy, has good physical traits. It's just our society has one standard of beauty. So a lot of people with slightly different looks think they're not good looking. But if you think you're not good looking, or you think you have some flaws, or you think you have prettier friends, just hang out with them all the time. And because of the cheerleader effect, it'll bring your perceived attractiveness from other people up. But the danger of that is you just have to stick with your group. You can't really leave off alone, or else people are gonna see how quote unquote ugly you are. Again, that's just me being funny, but the cheerleader effect is a really cool phenomenon. And if I'm gonna apply some sort of PUA analysis, it could be why guys just don't approach groups of girls that much. Sure, there's the fact that it's more intimidating because it's one guy and his wingman, or three guys approaching a group of girls, and the girls, different personalities, you have to pay attention to all of them, etc. But maybe it's also because of the cheerleader effect. Group of girls, maybe you just, because of how our mind works, we just think, wow, group of girls, they're all pretty attractive. Don't take any of that PUA analysis seriously. I don't do that kind of stuff. And that's about it. Do you guys have any other psychology things that you want to talk about? Please let me know. I would love to talk about more of this stuff. I love human perception. I love human evolutionary psychology. I love to analyze these things because as humans, we're flawed. That's part of the beauty of being human, and part of the beauty of growing up is hopefully, one, you overcome a few of your flaws, or two, if you can't overcome it, at least one, you accept it, and two, find ways to just live with it and not let it affect you or other people negatively. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.